to people. It's
Yeah,
like, whatever ends
exactly.
means for themselves, then
Right.
like they don't necessarily see it. I mean, they may see it as good or evil based on like conventional terms, but to them, it's what they need to do to meet their needs.
Yeah, D&D can get prejudiced really quick.
Yeah, for more reason than one too.
Yes. But yeah, basically, like, my version of like this lawful evil stuff is just like, I happen to be, it's just, my line of business happens to be in line with lawful evil. It's just like, okay, well, I guess to the world I'm lawful evil, you know?
Mm.
But in reality, it's less intimidating than that. It's just like, I'm just looking at Asmodeus like, he's just like, this is a set of values I do for my business, I guess, basically. It makes sense. It's like chaotic evil, then you'd just be like totally going to like the devil worship stuff and be like, oh yes, religiously, this is my creed and blah blah blah. But lawful evil is just like, we deal with Asmodeus, as a thing.
Time to time, as needed.
As a code, as like a guideline, I feel like that's the more the thing. That's my interpretation.
I mean, it makes sense. It does. I'm gonna go ahead and save this here on this game, and I'm gonna go ahead and get the book pulled up. I know we're still waiting on Fudge. It feels weird saying Fudge now they know his first name.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
4M. 3M tonight.
4M. Yeah, we're 4M down minus an M. So I don't know if we're less sticky now.
4M, one less M. That's the. It's like the breakup album.
it's Mandy's solo album.
Oh gosh. We're like just filling out all the entire arc before anything even happens.
Like hey, he's here.
Hey.
Alright, let me go ahead and switch this stuff over. But yeah, so we were just talking about 4M minus 1 M. 4M.
No Mandy today?
Mandy is doing
Mandy's doing art.
Like cursed art.
Some Hatsune Miku art.
Ooh.
Hatsune Miku as a priest? Is that it?
Is it? I didn't pop in. Like I did.
I don't know. That's what the thumbnail looked like to me.
Check it out. Oh. I mean, it's the whole voice of the people in a different way, I guess.
Yeah. We gotta worship that Miku. Maybe I should change my D&D deity to Hatsune Miku.
I mean, you have the charisma, right? As paladin?
No, I definitely don't.
That reminds me of
because I'm a lawful evil paladin does not have much charisma. Are you excited for D&D tomorrow, Fudge?
I'm so excited for D&D tomorrow.
Stoked. We were just talking about it. We're just talking about, like, my character's relationship to, Asmodeus. As, like, a business partner more so, No. I hear people...
I am a liability.
You're a liability.
Would you like to explain?
The random stats kind of screwed him in that area. So I've had to get him out of a few tough spots there. But it's been fun. And you have like a sugar addiction, right? Is that your thing?
It's sugar addiction.
Yeah.
So, the second you say that, just my mind goes to that character from SpongeBob that just yells, "Chocolate, chocolate." Like, is that what it is?
Okay, I'm gonna step out for a hot second because I got pizza in the other room.
What?
Yeah.
I just went to check.
I'm gonna eat this
Give me
cookie
the
for a
Jack in the
cold second.
Box. Nice.
Are they homemade cookies?
Homemade cookies.
They
Okay.
are not. They are. These are Thin Mints.
Yo. You have Costco out there, Baljeet?
I don't think we have a Costco in town. We have a
Okay.
Sam's Club.
Oh, okay. So I was gonna say, my mom and dad tried their homemade chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to talk about the homemade? Wait, you want to talk about the chocolate chip cookies to the stream? It's just me,
Hi,
Mauricio,
Mom.
and Baljeet. Yeah.
It is the best homemade chocolate chip cookie I've ever tried. They're $2.50 at Costco. They're huge. Split them with 2 people. And I just found out today, stupid churros are going to come back and the chocolate cookie's going to go away. So you've got to go get it before it's gone. They
At the
are
food court?
they're warm. It's amazing.
And that's the cookie report, everybody.
And
like
that's
this
the way the cookie
word.
crumbles.
Thanks,
That's the way the cookie
thanks for showing up, Mom. I gotta go get that pizza though, so I'm gonna leave.
She
I'm gonna
sounds very
leave
nice.
Satil in the meditative state right now, so I go get the pizza.
Ah, yes, yes.
You guys can talk. I'll just close the book for now. But keep talking. It's a just chatting stream after all.
Oh wait, let me switch from Outer Worlds to a just chatting thing. Thanks for reminding me. So the fundraiser. I was gonna tell you about that.
Yes.
So it's like the biggest one that the biggest like event we have for the school aside from like the end of the year thing. But the end of the year thing isn't like for us to raise money. And so like this whole week has been tense, not just for us but for the kids too. And I feel bad because like we're hard on them because like we want them to be able to perform their best because they can. It's just they've been playing so much with transitions and whatnot. And like I know for like all my years being in chorus that like if you joke before you get on the stage, like in front of all the people, it like leads to you doing it like when you're on the stage. But they always make sure they do the right thing on the stage. But like they showed up and they showed out. It was great. Like there was only 2 things that were issues, and both of them fell on me. And I don't want to say it always happens that way, but I'm the person that's like I'm a tech person for my school, and it just I don't know why it always happens this way, but it always pans out where I'm the tech person. So like the first thing was the kid didn't have the microphone turned on, and so our one of the people that's like over the school was like, "Do you have the other microphone?" He's, "Yeah, it's up there." Or no, he gave it to me. And then I turned it off because I didn't want like a hot microphone just as I was walking around and placing it places. I walked back to where I was running the keyboard. He checked, just double checked to make sure I had the microphone. I told him it was up at the front. The kid got it to like introduce everything, and he started talking. And he was projecting his voice so I could hear him, but it was like the mic's not on. So like I ran up to the front, like trying not to be on camera, but the camera like I was at the front in the center. And I flipped the microphone on, and then like he paused for a second, and like this lady in the front row was like, "You messed him up," and like just like ran back, and he just kept going. He was fine, but I was like, I felt so bad about that. And then later on, when we got to like the dinner portion of the evening, I had like a slideshow playing, but I had frozen the screen, so like the slideshow wouldn't be on the screen yet. It would just be the music. I went downstairs to check on my kids, and it took a lot longer than I thought it would. And so, like a whole other group of kids, like the oldest group, one of them had to come and get me and say, "Hey, they need you back upstairs to fix something." And so I just felt bad. I was like, "Dang it, this is my fault." Like if something good, like it was nothing bad. Like everyone else like said like things went fine, but I take it like it just I don't know. like I take it as like I'm the face of these tech issues because no one else is running the tech. It's me. I mean, like it went well. I don't know how much we raised or like how many people are donated and everything. But I felt good about it. Because like my kids got to show off their 3D printing stuff. I made like the nice little display, and the kids like were really proud of their work. And I gotta tell a parent that a 3D printer that I had gotten was cheaper than a Nintendo Switch. So hopefully that I know I was like hopefully like these kids will like consider getting their own if they're really enjoying it.
Well, I'm glad that went, pretty well. And then on top of that, it sounded like you did. It went pretty great on your end too. So I'm glad there wasn't like huge, issues.
Yeah, no, could have been a lot worse, but it went well. But how has your week been?
Very uneventful, honestly. I just went through a week last week of tests. So this week we got a little bit of a break. So I'm like, okay, cool. I got a thing where.
You're back in... Oh, I was just saying because you're back in, or the semester's been like it's been picked back up. I don't know what I was gonna say.
No, yeah. No,
like,
this last
back
week.
again.
This last week we had a round of like first midterms.
Ooh.
So this week we're getting a little bit of a break. So that's what I'm doing. It's fun because essentially I have this thing where I don't know. I feel like it's a good feeling where when you're going over like lecture materials and you find a mistake, you're just like, hey, I don't think this should be like this, and you bring it up with the teacher. It just feels so good when they're like, hey, good job, you caught this. I made a mistake.
You're moving on up. I mean, you've been moving on up. But yeah, it's good to know that it feels good on, I guess, the student end. Because like, I always wonder like how kids feel about it, you know?
But yeah, apart from that, I got back on. What's up?
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
No, go ahead. You off what?
We took the baby to like a butterfly place, like a local place. Not local. It's a bit of a drive. Just a place that has butterflies and different wildlife and whatnot for her to see. And she was just having a time. She's like amazed by them. There was like a place where like they had them in like a little nursery looking thing, and so like she was like touching the glass, trying to tap at them. It's just been nice.
That's good too. Seriously, like,
Yeah.
you have to wonder how much of that will stick with your kid when they get older. Just like, oh, I remember when I was like super little in this butterfly room, and you were like, oh wow, you remember that.
Hopefully it's all good stuff. Nothing like I remember I bumped my head because I didn't sit up right. That's what Mandy and I were talking about last stream actually, is that you know, like I had said, like I had never really held a baby before this one. Like all the other ones like I held was just like for a second I was tensed up because it was someone else's kid, and like now like over the past like 9 months it's been increased chances of me of like bumping at my baby's head or dropping a baby just because I have a baby now, like almost all the time. Oh, I meant to ask. So, where did you guys end up with the story last time? Because I know I had to hop off early last time.
But I think we only did like finish the chapter. So we're on
So you guys-
chapter 6.
Okay, so you were just about to start the Cowardly Lion.
Yes.
Okay.
You were still with us for the Tin Man.
Yeah, I remember. The last thing I remember was Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, we just finished.
So did that end up sticking though? Did you guys like continue to use that for transitions?
Yes. just the whole night after that. It's just let's. I'm pretty sure I said it when I left the channel too.
Oh, I saw Satil's mouth open. Oh. Could have just picked up a stray sound. But yeah, I think that'd be funny to try this time. So something else I thought was interesting, like so when I was at the dinner, the fundraiser, I was sitting at a table with the same people I'd sat with 2 years ago. Like I've taught their kid for like 3 years now because I've looped up with them. But their dad had drawn these like 60 something canvases for these kiddos to do like a paint and sip kind of thing. And I didn't realize like that he had done them, and I didn't realize they were all hand drawn. Like I thought they were like just had it like scanned or like imprinted on the canvas or something. But no, this man drew all of these like pictures of these kids with crowns on, all by hand. And apparently he did it like for a birthday party too. And like his drawing was done so well of one of the characters that was on the painting. Like I recognized that it was Urza from Fairy Tale. There was no color in it. It was just the outline. I was like, dang. Like I really like wanted to ask him, like, do you take commission on stuff so you can do stuff for like other people's parties?
You're like, please hook me up.
Mm-hmm. I gotta step up my I don't want to step up my art game too much. I enjoy.
I know. It's like I wanna be good at art.
Yeah, I want to be like, want to be decent enough to like be able to say, hey, like look at this thing. I can hang it on the wall and be proud of it. For if guests come over, and not just be like, this is a little doodle I did. Don't look at it, kind of thing.
I think it's fun when teachers are fun. Like, there's this one video.
You think it's fun? Wait, what?
When teachers are fun.
Oh, good.
So what I mean by that, it's like when teachers I feel are too serious. I feel like it's not a great learning environment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because again, like I feel like when you're smaller, I guess when you're younger, like between like in grade school, I would understand that. Oh, okay, like you need that authority figure to kind of like go. You need to pay attention. You need to do these before you do other things. That's what you learn. But I feel like once you get into your like pre-adolescent to adolescent, no, sorry, not pre-adolescence, to from young adult, preteen, teen, young adult, I feel like personal relationships are blooming to be more important to students.
Absolutely.
And if you connect to students, like, I feel like there's a greater chance for just growth in general.
Mm-hmm. We had like a professional development on that recently about making sure we had connections, and like I always have known it's an important thing, and every time like I've interviewed for a teaching position, I always said my mom won't like that I say this, but like I feel like I could be able to rapport with kids because like I like some of the same shows as them, and I feel like it's made a difference now. Is like I'll joke with them, but like them like dropping spoilers for shows, or like I'll like have like a off quote from SpongeBob or something. But like but then like it kind of like gives us a chance to like bridge the gap with something, because like they know like I'm not gonna be into all the same stuff that they are. Like I definitely don't listen to all the same music. Definitely get annoyed whenever they talk about things being so skibbity. We're talking about like stuff with like Fortnite skins and whatnot. Like that's that's not my jam. But like I can talk about anime a little bit and be like, hey, we can vibe about this, or dad
That's
jokes.
so
They
skibbity.
appreciate dad jokes. Or whenever they make certain faces, I'm like, you guys gotta stop trying to riz each other up. It's like, it's not a thing right now.
Just your experiences with your students.
Yes. I think one of the funnier things is that last year when they were taking their yearbook photos, one of the kids like made the Giga Chad face. And I didn't realize they were making the Giga Chad face until after the fact, and I saw the pictures on there.
Well, that's gonna be a precious memory for someone. That's awesome.
There's something.
It's like one of those yearbook memes you see every once in a while.
That's
I'm pretty sure it's in the same one where it's like the one that because I don't think, did I get a yearbook the year before? I definitely got one last year because the Teacher of the Year thing, I had my picture in it. But I swear that's probably the one where they have the Giga Chad face.
Well, they can post it online themselves one day. And say, this is what I did when I was a kid. I took the yearbook photo. I'm saying, yeah, I think those are precious memories. Those are fond things to look back upon, right?
Yeah. To kind of like talk again and get like the rapport with students and I guess with parents as well, is that I didn't realize how much of a rapport I'd built with them until like last night, and one of the parents said that they told their kids that they were going to take a screenshot of the group message they were having and send it to me, and then after they said like all like the little dots that showed that they were typing just like disappear. So I guess like I hold some kind of sway over the kids of like making sure they're doing what they're supposed to. I don't know.
Yeah. Authority.
Yeah.
Balji the dictator.
Oh, it's a weird balance. It's either me laughing about the dumbest things they're doing, or it's I gotta be hard on them.
Yeah. I think you are a fair ruler. A fair classroom ruler. I don't know.
Oh, that's my baby that's making that noise. Okay. We're good.
Okay. There was a big pause and I was scared.
No.
I thought I offended you. I thought I offended the gods.
Oh, no. I think they're cool.
Yeah.
Be chill.
everybody be cool.
Beep. Everybody beep.
It's like the what was it from the office when like the fire was going off? It's like, everybody stay calm.
Oh my god! Hold on! I have a clip. Do I have a clip for you?
I don't want to play clip. Okay, maybe I can.
You should.
Yeah, I can.
You're so good.
It was just like VeggieTales for a second. Have we got a clip for you?
Did you grow up on VeggieTales?
I did. I had the Christmas album or a CD or whatever you want to call it. We listened to on repeat, and my dad, I'm sure, hated it. But it's weird because like I watch the show now with kids at school sometimes, and they are. I think there's like a tofu bacon on there, and like I didn't realize they would consider that a vegetable. So yeah, it's weird stuff.
It is
I'm
weird.
sure it was weird back then too.
Okay.
It's a really weird
See-
way of like getting kids into religion.
Hey, there's this tomato and this cucumber, and they're gonna tell you a freaking story. Now sit
Yes.
down and give them 30 minutes of your time.
Listen. You've just opened a whole can of worms with me. Because
Oh, no.
I just. You threw VeggieTales into the mix, and I have things to say.
A nice veggie mix, if you will.
My question: are we gonna read tonight, or are we just gonna chat? I mean, I'm fine with either.
We're gonna read, but I need to know what this clip is so I can share it to the stream.
I need to know this VeggieTale thing.
Is there like a is there a YouTube link I can share?
Yeah,
Otherwise,
there
it's
is.
gonna be a
I'm
pain in the
trying-
butt.
I'm trying to find it.
Oak. Music has me in
Basically.
suspense.
Yes, here it is.
There.
Okay, so
Where?
this predates. This is going back to The Office. Give me a second.
Mm. Okay. Let's see. It. One second. Do I need to create a new browser source?
Anyway,
There's my
VeggieTales, right?
YouTube.
So the thing is that when the guy created VeggieTales, obviously he was brought up very Christian.
Yes.
Mhm.
Obviously. The thing is that when he did create the show, his mom came in and went, "Here is what you're not allowed to do." It was a whole ordeal. Basically, Tapu cook. Do I have that? I might not. I'm gonna do it. So essentially, her first thing was like, "Oh, you are not allowed to depict Christ as vegetable. So you're sticking with mainly stories from the Old Testament."
Okay.
Secondly, you are not to have these characters pray to God, or God cannot restore. Like she didn't want them to have a relationship with God, essentially, because it would be a little too like borderline blasphemous to have vegetables have a relationship with God and God have a relationship with inanimate objects. She thought that was disrespectful, but you can
Sodomy.
use the Bible stories. It-
Can I
And
have a
just
relationship
let me
with vegetables?
Did you look it up?
I did not have relations with the tomato.
I did not have relationships with this tomato. Why were all the asparagus black people though? That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to know.
Oh man. Yeah, I have the clip up on the stream. Should I play it now?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Is this like Middle Eastern office? Wait a second. I don't know if the sound is playing. Ah, control audio via OBS. That's why.
I'm sorry. I was watching the Twitch stream, so it's like he Steel's talking, and then Steel talks just again because
Oh, sorry.
I couldn't understand a word. I'm just laughing at the utter chaos. For some reason, watching that without understanding what's happening is just so funny to me.
Yeah. I couldn't hear anything because I didn't have my audio set up correctly for some reason. But the last time I did the browser share, it worked just fine. So I don't know.
Interesting. I mean, sound is definitely coming through in the stream. You don't have to worry about that, but just, oh man.
Oh, I wanted to say before I forgot. So this is the last day of the Metaviver fundraiser we're gonna do. I'm gonna pick it up again like next year, but this is the last day. If anyone on your stream or my stream or anyone watches this, well, I guess anyone watching this later, you're gonna miss out because it's gonna be after that time. Just today is the last day. And we've raised a lot of money so far, and I'm proud of you guys for helping out, and anyone that's in stream that's been helping out. It means a lot. I really appreciate it.
You send me a link where to donate.
I think it's just like from my stream. Like if they watch or go on there, like on desktop, they can just click the button.
Okay, there's a button on your stream.
Yeah, it's not on mobile. I don't think. At least I don't see it on my end because I'm logged in from like my perspective, so I don't know if it's gonna show up the same way. But for someone else's, actually no. If I log on to desktop, I mean, well, again, that's desktop, not mobile.
I'm gonna donate right now.
For real, for real.
Yeah.
Le gasp.
With my real name, I guess. Let's put the music back.
Appreciate that.
Wow.
Wow. Wait, I was wondering what was missing.
Wow, what?
The music.
Yo, where are you? There you are.
What?
Alright, we're gonna freeze this lucky egg. Sorry.
Oh, you're doing you're
playing
Pokemon,
Pokemon Go right
over
now.
there.
Wait. So I swear I heard you say Tapu Koko earlier. So was that what that was?
I was doing a remote raid.
Did I do it? Did I donate?
You did the thing and went whoosh, 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 whoosh. Thank you
Just do the
for the
thing.
donation. What? Julie, do the thing.
Thank you. Thank you for that. That's exactly what I'm referencing.
I was lost. Sorry. Let's put on some classical music. So
Yeah.
we can.
Have you watched The
reading.
Legend of Korra Steel?
No.
Oh.
I've been watching
Well,
Free
wait,
Ren.
what about
Been good.
you're watching what?
Free Ren. Free
Free
Ren. I don't know the whole name of it. But it's that new anime, that new fantasy anime that everyone likes.
Oh, the elf one.
Yeah, the elf. The elf one.
The elf one.
I
Say
don't know why,
elf
but I thought it was
again.
Feren.
Call me an
Feren.
elf again.
Call me an
Call
elf,
me an elf
one more time.
That's what I think of every time I think of elf. Just anytime the word elf is uttered, I just think of that scene.
You're an
Okay,
elf.
that's buy it.
Yeah, I like Freeren. F-R-I-E-R-E-N. Freeren.
Fryren. I can see why it's Fryren. I don't want to have to buy it Amazon.
Oh, yeah. Instead of that route, I went to the delicious in dungeon route, and I am loving that one.
Oh yeah, that looks fun
My
too,
kids
but
brought that up.
I can only like watch one anime at a time. I don't know, and I'm like super slow, you know. That's me.
Yeah,
I'm
it's not a problem for me because I just binge it all. I'm like, I need the next episode.
yeah, I yeah,
No, but that's just me.
that's true. I can't multitask either. You probably game and watch anime at the same time, don't you?
I do. Yeah, I do that, and I also do
Yeah,
homework.
yeah, I can't freaking do that.
Mm-mm.
That's
I gotta
ridiculous.
like be
I gotta
zoned
be
in to watch
laser
the anime.
focused. Yeah, I gotta be laser
The
focused on
only
whatever I'm doing right there, right then.
the only
I can't.
reason I
I
won't do
can't.
that is
What's
the
that?
only instances I won't do that is when I am what's the word?
When you're what?
When I am um
What?
watching it sub.
Oh, okay. You usually
That's how I
watch the
watch
dub.
most of mine.
All right, we got music.
Ooh, let me click on the music. I also gotta make sure I grab my
Peaceful.
ring. I left it at the sink. Watch stream.
This is Lullaby.
Yeah, you said it was gonna be sleepy stream.
Oh, it's Sleepy Stream. Ready to
Oh,
go to
no.
sleep?
No.
I did not think this video was gonna start with Lullaby by Brahms. So, let us begin.
Hercules. Where's that SpongeBob?
It's just regular cartoon sleeping noises, just your average variety. I will begin. Are we all on the same page?
The Cowardly Lion?
Yes. Alright, let's do it. Chapter 6 The Cowardly Lion. All this time, Dorothy and her companions had been walking through the thick woods. The road was still paved with yellow brick, but these were much covered by the dried branches and dead leaves from the trees, and the walking was not at all good. Words trip me up. I've been staring at a screen for too long today.
That makes sense.
Yeah. There were few birds in this part of the forest, for birds love the open country where there is plenty of sunshine, but now and then there came a deep growl from some wild animal hidden among the trees. These sounds made the little girl's heart beat fast, for she did not know what made them. But Toto knew, and he walked close to Dorothy's side, and did not even bark in return.
Is that me?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, we're listening to Ave Maria again.
is that what it is?
Ave Maria always comes up.
Dang. How long will it be? The child asked of the Tin Woodman before we are out of the forest. I cannot tell, was the answer, for I have never been to the Emerald City. But my father went there once, when I was a boy, and he said it was a long journey through a dangerous country, although nearer to the city. Where Oz dwells, the country is beautiful. But I am not afraid so long as I have my oil can, and nothing can hurt the scarecrow, while you bear upon your forehead the mark of the good witch's kiss, and that will protect you from harm. Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh yeah.
How do he know? Full Metal Alchemist. But Toto, said the girl anxiously, what will protect him? We must protect him ourselves. if he is in danger, replied the Tin Woodman. Just as he spoke, there came from the forest a terrible roar, and the next moment a great lion bounded onto the road. With one blow of his paw, he sent the scarecrow spinning over, and over to the edge of the road, and then he struck at the Tin Woodman with his sharp claws, but to the lion's surprise, he could make no impression on the tin, although the woodman fell over in the road and lay still.
Say it.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Say it.
Little Toto, now that he had an enemy to face, ran barking toward the lion, and the great beast had opened his mouth to bite the dog. When Dorothy, fearing Toto would be killed and heedless of danger, rushed forward and slapped the lion upon his nose as hard as she could while she cried out, "Don't you dare bite Toto! You ought to be ashamed of yourself, a big beast like you, to bite a poor little dog." "I didn't bite him," said the lion as he rubbed his nose with his paw where Dorothy had hit it. Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist. No, but you tried to, she retorted. You are nothing but a big coward. I know it, said the lion, hanging his head in shame. I've always known it, but how could I help it? I don't know. I'm sure. To think of you're striking a stuffed man like the poor scarecrow. I don't know if I read that right voice there.
I think that was Dorothy.
I think so.
Oh, is it? I don't know.
That just sounds like Dorothy's making fun of him. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm sure. I don't know. I'm sure. To think of your striking a stuffed man like the poor scarecrow. Is he stuffed? Asked the lion in surprise, as he watched her pick up the scarecrow and set him upon his feet, while she patted him into shape again. Full Metal Alchemist.
Is he stuffed?
Stuffed crust.
Full Metal Alchemist. That's why he nearly punted my claws, said the lion. When they scratched against the tin, it made a cold shiver run down my back. What is that little animal you're so tender of? He is my dog, Toto, answered Dorothy. Is he made of tin or stuffed? Asked the lion. Oh, now the way I'm doing this, he's a southern. He's a southern.
He's made of tin or stuffed.
A meat dog, said the girl. Oh, he's a curious animal and seems remarkably small. Now that I look at him, no one would think of biting such a little thing except a coward like me, continued the lion sadly. What makes you a coward? Asked Dorothy, looking at the great beast in wonder, for he was as big as a small horse.
I'm sorry, a meat dog?
A meat
dog.
A meat dog.
I'm sorry, is his name Oscar Mayer?
Got that dog in me.
Got that dog. Got that meat.
Got
that dog got the meat.
Got that dog. Oh man. It's a mystery, replied the lion. I suppose I was born that way. All the other animals in the forest naturally expect me to be brave, for the lion is everywhere thought to be king of the beasts. I learned that if I roared very loudly, every living thing was frightened and got out of my way. Whenever I met a man, I've been awfully scared. But I just roared at him and he always ran away as fast as he could go. If the elephants and the tigers and the bears had ever tried to fight me, I should have run myself. I'm such a coward. But soon as they hear me roar, they all try to get away from me, and of course I let them go.
Are we continuing the Full Metal Alchemist thing?
I forgot. Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist. But that isn't right. The King of Beasts shouldn't be a coward, said the Scarecrow. I know it, returned the Lion,
I know it. Yeah, put him up,
wiping a tear from his eye with the tip of his tail.
Damn.
It is my great sorrow, and makes my life very unhappy. But whenever there is danger, my
You
heart
sound like a Brooklyn
begins
wife.
to beat
Don't play your better
fast.
husband.
I don't even know what you're saying. Perhaps you have heart disease, said the Tin Woodman. It may be.
Heart disease.
If you have,
heart disease,
continued the Tin Woodman, you ought to be glad, for it proves you have a heart. For my part, I have no heart, so I cannot have heart disease. Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay, heart disease was discovered in 1628.
I'm
Full
very
Metal.
lost. You're talking about some sort of husband. Now you're talking about the heart
No,
was discovered in
You
1628.
when you were doing the voice of the line, you sounded like a Brooklyn housewife
Oh.
complaining about her husband.
Full Metal Alchemist. Perhaps, said the Lion thoughtfully. If I had no heart, I should not be a coward. But you have brains, asked the Scarecrow. I suppose so. Never looked to see, replied the Lion. I'm going to the Great Oz to ask him to give me some, remarked the Scarecrow, for my head is stuffed with straw. And I'm going to ask him to give me a heart, said the Woodman. And I'm going to ask him to send Toto and me back to Kansas, added Dorothy. Do you think Oz could give me courage? Asked the Cowardly Lion. Just as easily as he could give me some brains. Give me brains, said the Scarecrow. Or give me a heart, said the Tin Man. Or send me back to Kansas, said Dorothy. Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist. Then, if you don't mind, I'll go with you, said the Lion. For my life is simply unbearable without a bit of courage. You'll be very welcome, answered Dorothy, for you will help keep away the other wild beasts. It seems to me they must be more cowardly than you if they allow you to scare them so easily. They really are, said the Lion. But that doesn't make me any braver, and as long as I know myself to be a coward, I shall be unhappy. So once more, the little company set off upon the journey. The Lion walking with stately strides at Dorothy's side. Toto did not approve of this new comrade. I mean, he just tried to fucking eat him, so...
Meat dog.
Meat dog.
Meat dog. Meat dog.
You one of them meat dogs?
Diggity dog.
For he could not forget how he nearly had been crushed between the lion's great jaws. But after a time, he became more at ease, and presently Toto and the Cowardly Lion had grown to be good friends. Ah, we just chilling like that. You just tried to eat me, but we good.
Can
Can I pet that dog?
Let me
pet
pet
that
that
I pet that meat dog?
Can I pet
Can I
that
pet that
dog?
Wait, I know that
Full
video.
Alchemist.
Can I pet that dog?
It's a bear.
Yeah. Full Metal Alchemist. During the rest of the day, there was no other adventure to mar the peace of their journey. Once, indeed, the Tin Woodman stepped upon a beetle that was crawling along the road and killed the poor thing. This made the Tin Woodman very unhappy, for he was always careful not to hurt any living creature. And as he walked along he wept. As he walked along, he wept several tears of sorrow and regret. These tears ran slowly down his face and over the hinges of his jaw, and there they rested. When Dorothy presently asked him a question, the Tin Woodman could not open his mouth, for his jaws were tightly rested together. He became greatly frightened at this, and made many motions to Dorothy to relieve him, but she could not understand. The Lion was also puzzled to know what was wrong, but the Scarecrow seized the oil can from Dorothy's basket and oiled the Woodman's jaws, so that after a few moments, he could talk as well as before. Full Metal Alchemist.
I can only imagine. It's just like, if you want to silence the Tin Man, you just gotta waterboard him a little.
Just make him cry.
It's very sweet that he was sad over the beetle.
Yeah, I know.
He does have a heart after all. Oh. But at the same
He's
time,
just like digging.
like Dorothy. He's like said so many times he needs the oil can. Dorothy's just like, huh? What?
Just imagine if he collects bugs and he just throws them inside of him. He just swallows them whole.
Is he Oogie Boogie?
Right? It's just he's
He's
just like, oh, that's something I do.
Whoa.
I can't hit those notes. Can't hit
You
those
can't?
notes right now. I can't. You can. I can't.
Oogie Boogie Man.
Yes, beautiful. Perfection. Full Metal Alchemist. This will serve me a lesson, said he, to look where I step. For if I shall kill, for if I should kill another bug or beetle, I shall surely cry again, and cry and rust my jaw, so that I cannot speak. Thereafter, he walked very carefully, with his eyes on the road, and when he saw a tiny ant toiling by, he would step over it, so as not to harm it. The Tin Woodman knew very well he had no heart, and therefore he took great care never to be cruel or unkind to anything. You people with hearts, he said, have something to guide you, and need never do wrong. But I have no heart, and so I must be very careful. When Oz gives me a heart, of course I needn't mind so much. Full Metal Alchemist.
Hooray!
It reminds me, I was starting to play Mother 3 again for the billionth time, because I still haven't finished it. But the way the game tells you that you can't progress in a certain area is that it tells you there's a line of ants in front of you that you can't see. But you shouldn't step over them. You shouldn't step on them. So turn the other way.
Is that a reference to this?
I don't know. The Mother series is kind of Oz-like. There are some Oz-like moments going on in Earthbound and such like that.
I mean, you just treat it like Animal Crossing. Just pull out your net and then just catch those ants.
Metal Alchemist. Any notes on it before we continue?
Meat dog.
Meat dog. Yeah.
Meat dog.
No, but the way she says he's a meat dog.
She had to think about it.
Meat dog. Meat dog.
He's made of meat.
Alone in the world with a little meat dog.
Yeah. I couldn't think of the rest.
Yeah.
Meat dog. Meat dog.
Mm-hmm.
Who's
Oh, that was a good
next,
show.
Who's the
Here's
next
me.
Full Metal Alchemist? Okay.
I am the Full Metal Alchemist. I went down because I wanted to see how many chapters this was. It's quite a bit.
Yeah, but they're short.
But they are short. All
But
right.
they are short.
But they are short.
Let me just sing
But they
all
are
the
short.
Hueys again as a preface to this.
Wait, what are you gonna do?
No, I'm not gonna do it. I was gonna be like, oh, hey, let me just sing the entire opening of Full Metal Alchemist real quick.
Every time we switch.
Every time we get to it. Every time we switch.
We have to sing a cover of the OP.
Right.
I don't think so.
Chapter 7. The Journey to the Great Oz. They were obligated to camp out that night under a large tree in the forest, where there were no houses near. The tree made a good, thick covering to protect them from the dew, and the Tin Woodman chopped a great pile of wood with his axe. Dorothy built a splendid fire that warmed her and made her feel less lonely. She and Toto ate the last of their bread, and now she did not know what they were going to do for breakfast. If you wish, said the Lion, I will go into the forest and kill a deer for you. You can roast it by the fire, since your tastes are so peculiar that you prefer cooked food, and then you will have a very good breakfast. Metal Alchemist.
Don't! Please don't! Begged the Tin Woodman. I should certainly weep if you killed a poor deer, and then my jaws would rust again. But the Lion went away into the forest and found his own supper, and no one ever knew what it was, for he didn't mention it. And the Scarecrow found a tree full of nuts and filled Dorothy's basket with them, so that she would not be hungry for a long time. He thought this was very kind and thoughtful of the Scarecrow, but she laughed heartily at the awkward way in which the poor creature picked up the nuts. His padded hands were so clumsy and the nuts were so small that he dropped almost as many as he put in the basket. But the Scarecrow did not mind how long it took him to fill the basket, for it enabled him to keep away from the fire, as he feared a spark might get into his straw and burn him up. So he kept a good distance away from the flames, and only came near to cover Dorothy with dry leaves when she lay down to sleep. These kept her very snug and warm, and she slept soundly until the morning. Full Metal Alchemist.
How many dry leaves is he putting on her to keep her warm?
That's a lot of leaves.
It's a lot of leaves, or it's already like fairly warm there. Interesting. Full Metal Alchemist. When it was daylight, the girl bathed her face in a little rippling brook, and soon after, they all started toward the Emerald City. This was to be an eventful day for the travelers. They had hardly been walking an hour when they saw before them a great ditch across the road and divided the forest as far as they could see on either side. It was a very wide ditch, and when they crept up to the edge and looked into it, they could see it was also very deep. And there were many big, jagged rocks at the bottom. Sharp rocks at the bottom? Most likely. The sides were so steep that none of them could climb down. Booyah! And for a moment, it seemed that their journey must end. What shall we do? Asked Dorothy despairingly. I haven't the faintest idea, said the Tin Woodman, and the Lion shook his shaggy mane and looked thoughtful. Full Metal Alchemist.
What shall we do? Master Skywalker, what are we going to do? There's too many of them. Alright. Full Metal Alchemist. But the Scarecrow said, we cannot fly. Everyone Southern, bucket. That is certain. Neither can we
I
climb
mean,
down into this
Kansas.
great ditch. Therefore, we cannot jump over it. We must stop where we are. I mean, it makes sense. If this is a dream, the only other figure is her uncle. So this just all of them are voiced by her uncle in this stream. Okay.
Where? You gotta add the
Okay.
who. You gotta add the wha and the who.
All right. Where we are. I think I could just jump over it, said the Cowardly Lion, after measuring the distance carefully in his mind. Then we are all right, answered the Scarecrow. For you can carry us all over on your back one at a time. Well, I'll try, said the Lion. Who will go first? I will, declared the Scarecrow.
Entertaining yourself over there
I am.
with your wha.
For if you found that you could not jump over the gulf, Dorothy would be killed and the Tin Woodman badly dented on the rocks below. But if I am on your back, it will not matter so much. For the fall would not hurt me at all. I'm terribly afraid of falling myself, said the Cowardly Lion. But I suppose there's nothing to do but try. So get on back, and we will make the attempt. Full Metal Alchemy.
Scarecrow's Full Metal Alchemist. The Scarecrow sat upon the lion's back, and the big beast walked to the edge of the gulf and crouched down. Why don't you just run and jump? Asked the Scarecrow. Because that isn't the way we lions do these things, he replied. Then, giving a great spring, he shot through the air and landed safely on the other side. They were all greatly pleased to see how easily he did it, and after the Scarecrow had got down from his back, the lion sprang across the ditch again. Dorothy thought she would go next, so she took Toto in her arms and climbed on the lion's back, holding tightly to his mane with one hand. The next moment, it seemed as if she were flying through the air, and then before she had time to think about it, she was safe on the other side. The lion went back a third time, got the Tin Woodmen, and then they all sat down for a few moments to give the beast a chance to rest, for his great leaps had made his breath short, and he panted like a big dog that has been running too long. Full Metal Alchemist.
Wonder how much that Tin Man weighs.
Right.
Hold on.
In
hold on, what do you mean?
between my reading, I've been looking back at the YouTube video to see what classical artist is playing, and I've been putting them in my tabs on my Google Chrome because I want to go check them out. A good way to get music.
So right now you're trying to figure out how much the Tin Man weighs.
Yes, because I would understand that he, the Tin Man would be like a suit of living armor.
But he's
And
not
if that's the
solid.
case, he's not solid. That's why I said armor. Living armor is not
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah.
So I would estimate he weighs like 100 pounds. So that last set, he was just like, wow. This dude weighs a ton.
A skeleton.
Alright. Full Metal Alchemist. They found the forest very thick on this side, and it looked dark and gloomy. After the lion had rested, they started along the road of the yellow brick, silently wondering, each in his own mind, if ever they would come to the end of the woods and reach the bright sunshine again. To add to their discomfort, they soon heard strange noises in the depths of the forest, and the lion whispered to them that it was in this part of the country the Kalidas lived.
Kalida!
Kalida! What are the Kalida? Asked the girl. They are monstrous beasts with bodies like bears and heads like tigers, replied the lion, and with claws so long and sharp they could tear me in two as easy as I could kill Toto. I'm terribly afraid of Kalidas.
Kalida!
Full Metal Alchemist.
Galido!
Now, I'll tell you here, Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist. I'm not surprised that you are, returned Dorothy. But they must be dreadful beasts. The lion was about to reply, when suddenly they came to another gulf across the road. But this one was so broad and deep that the lion knew at once he could not leap across it. So they sat down to consider what they should do. And after serious thought, the Scarecrow said, "Here is a great tree. Standing close to the ditch, if the Tin Woodman can chop it down so that it will fall to the other side, we can walk across it easily." "That is a first-rate idea," said the lion. "I would almost suspect you had brains in your head instead of straw." The woodman set to work at once, and so sharp was his axe that the tree was soon chopped nearly through. When the lion put his strong front legs against the tree and pushed with all his might, and slowly the big tree tipped and fell with a crash across the ditch, with its top branches on the other side. Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist. They had just started to cross the queer bridge when a sharp growl made them all look up. And so there, to their horror, they saw running toward them two great beasts, with bodies like bears and heads like tigers. "They're the Kalidas," said the cowardly lion, beginning to tremble. "Quick!" cried the Scarecrow. "Let us cross over." So Dorothy went first, holding Toto in her arms. The Tin Woodman followed, and the Scarecrow came next. The lion, although he was certainly afraid, turned to face the Kalidas, and then he gave so loud and terrible a roar that Dorothy screamed and the Scarecrow fell over backward, while even the fierce beasts stopped short and looked at him in surprise. But seeing as they were bigger than the lion, and remembering that there were two of them and only one of him, the Kalidas again rushed forward, and the lion crossed over the tree and turned to see what they would do next. Without stopping an instant, the fierce beasts also began to cross the tree. And the lion said to Dorothy, "Full Metal Alchemist."
And he said to Dorothy, "Full Metal Alchemist." What you got going on about, lion? What?
He's on his cowardly shit again, Full Metal Alchemist. "We are lost, for they will surely tear us to pieces with their sharp claws. But stand close behind me, and I will fight them as long as I'm alive." "Wait a minute," called the Scarecrow. He had been thinking what was best to be done.
Wait a damn
Now-
minute.
Dang a minute.
Well,
And now he asked the woodman to chop away the end of the tree that rested on their side of the ditch. The Tin Woodman began to use his axe at once, and just as the two Kalidas were nearly across, the tree fell with a crash into the gulf, carrying the ugly, snarling brutes with it, and both were dashed to pieces on the sharp rocks at the bottom. Booyah! Full Metal Alchemist.
"Well," said the cowardly lion, drawing a long breath of relief, I see we're going to live a little longer, and I'm glad of it. For it must be a very uncomfortable thing to not be alive. Those creatures frighten me so badly that my heart is beating yet. Ah, said the Tin Woodman, I wish I had a heart to beat. This adventure made the travelers more anxious than ever to go to get out of the forest, and they walked so fast that Dorothy became tired and had to ride on the lion's back. To their great joy, the trees became thinner, and the farther they advanced, and in the afternoon they suddenly came upon a broad river flowing swiftly.
Why was there such
just
a
before
big
them.
pause?
I lost my place.
Uh,
I was just like, because I skipped a line, and I was just like, in the afternoon, they suddenly came beautiful country. I'm like, what? No, upon a broad river, flowing swiftly just before them. On the other side of the water, they could see the road of yellow brick running through a beautiful country. I lost my place again. With green meadows dotted with bright flowers, and all the road bordered with trees hanging full of delicious fruits. I think I know what's going to happen next. They were greatly pleased to see this delightful country before them. Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist, how shall we cross the river? Asked Dorothy. That is easily done, replied the Scarecrow. The Tin Woodman must build us a raft so we can float to the other side. So the Woodman took his axe and began to chop down small trees to make a raft, and while he was busy at this, the Scarecrow found on the riverbank a tree full of fine fruit. This pleased Dorothy, who had eaten nothing but nuts all day, and she made a hearty meal of the ripe fruit. But it takes time to make a raft, even when one is as industrious and untiring as the Tin Woodman, and when night came, the work was not done. They found a cozy place under the trees, where they slept well until morning. And Dorothy dreamed of the Emerald City, and of the good wizard Oz, who would soon send her back to her own home again. Full Metal Alchemist.
Hooray!
Hooray! I had a feeling this was going to happen next, too. Wow.
I thought the trees were going to throw their fruit at them.
That's what I thought.
Oh, I see. That part with the Kalidas is interesting. I never knew about those creatures in the land of Oz.
Yeah, I didn't.
But I guess the lions, tigers, and bears thing now makes sense. A little more sense in this context, I guess. Other than, you know,
like
there's
almost
lions, tigers,
literally.
and bears in the forest. Now there's these frickin' Kalidas who are like chimeras.
And Bear Pig.
What's the other one? Puppy Monkey Baby? It's like a Mountain Dew commercial.
Oh my god.
Memory unlocked?
Full Metal Alchemist.
Puppy Monkey Baby.
That was a cursed image. That was a cursed image.
We got the subs because they are good to us. The quiz no sub.
Going on.
I don't know if you've ever seen that commercial.
I don't
I guess
remember
not.
it.
I'm not living my life the right way, I guess.
Okay, wait. Another clip.
No.
Another clip.
Wait, but... Can you put it in the Discord chat?
Yes. Which chat do you want it in? Just the live readings chat?
Yes.
Boom. There.
Am I supposed to show this clip?
Terrifying.
That's
Is it
okay.
like
I think
2 seconds?
it's a 30-second clip. You don't have to. I just
Oh, is the
posted it.
Quiznos thing you're talking about? Okay. 1 minute. I gotta figure this out again. Where did my... Oh, that's not the right one.
Is
Uh,
just terrifying.
Watch this Quiznos thing.
My God. Yeah, they actually aired that, and it actually worked for a time.
اللي فيها ذبات عنصريه يعني
What
اشتغل
is
من المريب
this?
اكثر ان حتى عندي يقول بالله لا تلمسون الباب وبعد
this here?
جيم بلاي كثير
What's
اخيرا
why?
تقدر تفتح الباب. بس قبل الباب على طاري الجيم بلاي اللعبه بهاللعبه هو بوينتين كليك يعني بس تضغط على الاشياء وتشوف
That's
سوالف.
weird. Like from a long time ago. That
What,
browser
that Quiznos
source.
commercial?
No. There was like a video in this browser source that I don't know why it's there. Of like The Walking Dead. I did like it's like one of my first streams I did with a friend was a Walking Dead the point and click adventure. I'm not gonna play this Quiznos clip. Never mind. Let's continue. I'll watch it later. We'll do it later.
I just wanted
Addison's
to be...
here. Addison has made himself known.
Yeah, I just saw Addison. Yeah.
I walked
I was waiting for
into
the
a
clip.
dead Quiznos box. Time to fuck shit up. That's what Addison says. Alright, well, let's fuck this shit up with more sweet book.
Oh. More with a Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah.
Chapter 8.
Full Metal
The Deadly Poppy
Okay.
Field. Our little party of travelers awakened the next morning refreshed and full of hope, and Dorothy breakfasted like a princess off peaches and plums from trees beside the river. Behind them was the dark forest they had passed safely through, although they had suffered many discouragements. But before them was a lovely sunny country that seemed to beckon them on to the Emerald City. To be sure, the broad river now cut them off from the... Is that right? Yeah. To be sure, the broad river now cut them off from this beautiful land, but the raft was nearly done, and after the Tin Woodman had cut a few more logs and fastened them together with wooden pins, they were ready to start. Dorothy sat down in the middle of the raft and held Toto in her arms when the Cowardly Lion stepped upon the raft. When the Cowardly Lion stepped upon the raft, it tipped badly, for he was big and heavy, but the Scarecrow and the Tin Woodman, stood upon the other end to steady it, and they had long poles in their hands to push the raft through the water. Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist. I had to make sure my mic was on. Okay. I wasn't doing that again. They got
What
along
about your
quite well
microphone?
at first. I had to make sure it was on before I really went going, because I put a lot of energy into that one.
Oh.
And I was like, I swear if my microphone's off, I'm not gonna do it again. All right. They got along quite well at first, but then they reached the middle of the river. When they reached the middle of the river, the swift current swept swept the raft. But when they reached the middle of the river, the swift current swept the draft downstream,
But when they
farther and
reached,
farther away from the road of yellow brick. And the water grew so deep that the long poles would not touch the bottom. "This is bad," said the Tin Woman, "for if we cannot get to the land, we shall be carried into the country of the Wicked Witch of the West, and she will enchant us and make us her slaves. And then I should get no brains," said the Scarecrow. And I should get no courage, said the Cowardly Lion. "And I shall get no heart," said the Tin Woodman. "And I should never get back to Kansas," said Dorothy.
and I think you're a bunch of fucking idiots.
I'll load up for that one.
A lot of ands.
Mm-hmm.
Beep beep.
And EM. And EM.
And. Or wait, is it my turn?
I said Full Metal Alchemist.
You did?
I did.
Full Metal Alchemist, we must certainly get to the Emerald City if we can, the Scarecrow continued. And he pushed so hard on the long pole that it stuck fast in the mud at the bottom of the river. Then before he could pull it out again, or let go, the raft was swept away and the poor Scarecrow was left clinging to the pole in the middle of the river. "Goodbye," he called after them, and they were very sorry to leave him. Indeed, the Tin Woodman began to cry, but fortunately, he remembered that he might rust, so he dried his tears on Dorothy's apron. Of course, this was a bad thing for the Scarecrow. "I am now worse off than when I first met Dorothy," he thought. "Then I was stuck to a pole in a cornfield where I could make believe scare the crows, at any rate. But surely there is no use for a Scarecrow stuck on a pole in the middle of a river. I'm afraid I shall never have any brains at all." Full Metal Alchemist.
Alive for a little bit there. I thought you were ad-libbing.
I'm feeling the flow, you know?
Yeah, it just sounded so natural. I was like, wow, this is...
Yeah. Full Metal Alchemist.
The mark of a great
Down the street.
actor. Okay.
Did you guys ever watch? I feel like I bring up SpongeBob too much, but there was the one where they had
Talking about you, girl, on the 16th birthday.
That one. It was they had like a Merman and Barnacle Boy like movie, and they said they were going to use actors.
Oh yeah, when they close in on his face with the real lips.
Yeah.
That's what I imagined when you said you're you read like a professional actor. So anyway, Full Metal Alchemist. Down the stream the raft floated, and the poor Scarecrow was left far behind. The lion said, "Something must be done to save us. I think I can swim to the shore and pull the raft after me, if you will only hold fast to the tip of my tail." We sprang into the water, and the Tin Woodman caught fast hold of his tail. Then the lion began to swim with all his might towards the shore. It was hard work, although he was so big, but by and by they were drawn out of the current. And then Dorothy took the Tin Woodman's long pole and helped push the raft to the land. They were all tired out when they reached the shore, at last and stepped off upon the pretty green grass. And they knew that the stream had carried them a long way past the road of yellow brick that led to the Emerald City. Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist. What should we do now? Asked the Tin Woodman, as the lion lay down on the grass to let the sun dry him. We must... Wait, hold on. Wrong person. We must get back to the road in some way, said Dorothy.
That made all the difference.
But the best plan will be to walk along the riverbank until we come to the road again, remarked the lion. So when... No dialogue. So when they were rested, Dorothy picked up her basket, and they started along the grassy bank to the road from which the river had carried them. It was a lovely country, with plenty of flowers and fruit trees and sunshine to cheer them, and had they not felt so sorry for the poor scarecrow, they could have been very happy. Full Metal Alchemist.
I know it's not Frankenstein, but it has a similar vibe there for me.
If it weren't for
Just a
this, it
second.
could have been happy. I know, yeah, there was a lot of themes like that in Frankenstein where it's just like, if it wasn't for this, I would have been so happy, but no, I had to go and just to mess up my life.
Oh, I thought you were talking about, like, you know, I was having
I don't know.
flashbacks to the part where they were on the ocean talking about them ships, you know, going east or going north or going, then I was going south or whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
There was
That
cardinal
passage.
directions.
Oh,
I was thinking more of like when they were in Geneva, right? And they were just like going like along the riverbanks, and it was like, just a beautiful day out.
Ah, forget it.
Oh yeah, Victor's descriptions of how, you know, when they went on vacation.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
I remember.
I was talking about when I was having that laughing fit.
Speaking of Frankenstein,
Yeah.
I went to Barnes and Nobles the other day, and I took a look at Junji Ito's version of Frankenstein, and it's pretty